Hey everybody, what's going on? I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom for the week of November 13th through the 20th of 2022. I hope that we're all feeling a little bit more settled now that we've come off the full heightened emotion of the full moon eclipse we had last week. I do understand that we may still be feeling some of it because not everything happens exactly on the date. And with this being a full moon eclipse, it's like a full moon on steroids. So we tend to feel some of the effects before or after, usually about a month before or after. So don't be surprised if a few other things may pop up now and again, but this is so that we can continue to ground and use our tools and build this new future that we're looking for. We're looking for more stability, even though things are still pretty volatile in our economic world, in the financial market. A lot of us are feeling the pinch with gas prices and inflation and all of that here in the US. And we're just coming off the election. So I know that emotions can be a pretty intense as well around that because, you know, we form our opinions with which party we vote for in person and things like that. So it's going to be important in this week and moving forward that we can find a sense of stability, and the stability starts with ourselves. And that doesn't mean we won't have triggers and we won't have moments where things can destabilize us, but to notice the movement of the mind, notice what the emotions are signaling to us, and coming back to center and remembering that, you know, we don't want to lose sight of the bigger picture, and to really say, okay, in this moment in time, I'm going to meet and respond to what shows up. And in the bigger goals, how do my choices and decisions, conversation I'm having, how do they line up with my bigger goals? And there's nothing more exploratory, adventurous, big vision than our Jupiter ruled Sagittarius, and Jupiter traditionally rules Pisces as well. But we're not into Pisces season yet, so I won't go there. But we're going to explore more Jupiterian energy in the next few weeks as we start to shift out of the Scorpio energy into the Sagittarius energy. Now, the sun, however, will stay in the sign of Scorpio through this week into the beginning of next week. And with it being in the sun, in the sign of Scorpio, things have probably been intense, but not necessarily in a bad way. Maybe there's been more sexual energy or exploration to bond greater with others, and to speak more truth and be really authentic. And on Sunday, as we start this week, the sun in Scorpio is going to trine Neptune in Pisces. So here's this very dreamy kind of, our hopes and dreams can inspire us into a greater sense of purpose. Because remember, the sun helps to give us our motivation, our vitality, and that sense of purpose and creativity. So Sunday into Monday can be a great time. Even over the weekend can be a beautiful time for some creativity to drop in, to maybe feel like we have to escape the heaviness of the previous week of that full moon. And it's a great time also to explore and discover more of who, what, where we put our faith in. It's easy to get lost in daydreams during this time as well. There could be a great desire to escape, but that's not always a bad thing. And we can also get drawn into this unknown, you know, and this desire for a deeper understanding of a person or situation. It can activate some real curiosity. We just want to be careful that we don't go into interrogation mode if we're trying to go deeper with our beloved, and they may go, okay, hold on, I feel like I'm being interrogated here. What's going on? It can also activate a little bit more of that suspicious mind or the paranoia if we're not careful, because we can make up things that may not be true, and then we start getting accusatory. So that's the shadow side of this energy. But Monday into Tuesday, Venus is going to move into a trine with Jupiter, which is retrograding in Pisces. So more of this Jupiterian energy. That's the big influence, if you will, for this week, I feel. And there's going to be this deep desire to bond with our beloveds in a real strong way, and feeling that urge to merge and to expand that emergence, maybe through talking about moving homes or taking a trip together, especially as the holidays are coming up, and finding ways to introduce, maybe you just started dating, you want to introduce to family members, things like that. But sharing your ideas and dreams with those you value, that can actually lead to bigger hope and faith of your future being built together. I also say that some of you may be separated from your beloved at this time, or you're not with someone, you're single. This is a good time for you to be able to come back to what do you value, and who are you in relationship. Some people like to write their list of this is what my perfect partner and all that. I'm going to invite you, if you're in that headspace, to shift it over to who are you in a partnership? What value are you bringing? And then give yourself over to getting out, circulating, socializing, and accepting an offer to go on a date, that sort of thing, just to explore and say, let me test this out. I know who I am in a relationship. Let's see if this other person values it. This is also a great time to accept offers of love or money. And so, if you're looking for that promotion, or you're looking for the love offering, someone declaring their love, this is a good time for that. You can also go shopping. I will say that retail therapy could be up right now, especially if you're still emerging from the heaviness of the last couple of days and weeks. Now, Wednesday, Venus moves into fun-loving, adventurous Sagittarius. We're going to be seeking adventures in love and life. It gives a real lightness to our relationships, and even to the way in which we view money and the things that we value. Now, again, Venus in Sagittarius has a way of spending without really giving a lot of logical, practical aspects to it. So, perfect time for the holidays, but just remember there is a budget and you might need to stick with it. But you can also find yourself accumulating some funds so that you can buy those gifts, or you can give back to yourself, or you can store it up in your savings account. Now, we can find ourselves feeling a lot lighter with Venus and Sagittarius, a little bit. We're going to want more freedom. So we're going to feel a little more free. This fun-loving life of the party energy shows up. Even friendly competition can help lead to greater feelings of love and respect with you and the people that maybe you work with, or the person you call beloved, or your family. I just keep thinking about how my family loves to do a white elephant Christmas every year, and we always set a budget of $20 per person, no more than that, or something that you want to donate, or just it's fun, and it's just a fun little thing that we do, and a little competition of who gets the best prize at the end of the event. So that's kind of fun for us. But there's a love of travel and expanding our horizons that can give us a lot of really fresh connections. Some of you who are traveling during the next few weeks may meet your new partner if you're single and looking for love. And just be aware that going on trips like, let's say, a cruise might just have you connecting with a new long distance relationship. We can also find ourselves believing the best in everyone and everything. Just remember, sometimes if it's too good to be true, it may be. And because the truth gets over exaggerated, or we look at the bright side of things with Venus and Sagittarius here. But relationships are strengthened when we learn and we grow together. And so it's good to keep some of one foot in realism and one foot in that expanded view, because it lets us dream together. It lets us build and think big into the future, because that's what we're looking for. We're going to put our visions out there. Now, Thursday, Mercury is going to chase Venus into Sagittarius. So things can get a little blown out of proportion. What we're communicating can be larger than life. And that can be especially helpful if we are trying to sell something, or we're trying to hook somebody in, that sort of thing. But just remember, it can also set us up for a little bit of overinflated expectations. And we don't want to walk away going, whoa, was I a fool here? Putting what we preach into practice with Mercury and Sagittarius is going to be important to build trust. So if there's been a relationship dynamic that you're just not sure about, or there's been a little bit feeling of betrayal or uncertainty, mistrust, that sort of thing, when you see the action speaking louder than the words, that's going to be helpful. So the bigger thing, though, is that the words and the actions line up. And sometimes the abrupt speaking can lead to hurt feelings. Be aware of that. That can feel oppressive, especially to an adventure-seeking Sagittarius. But if we can remember that it's not personal, and that someone, when they may speak in a very terse way, or a way that doesn't feel good to us, they're giving us a data point within themselves and saying, oh, okay, there's a wound that's been scratched, or there's something here that they're trying to communicate inside of them. They're just not using their words in a way that feels really good right now, but it's not about me. Taking abstract concepts and disseminating them into information and learning opportunities that can be easily understood is also another Mercury and Sagittarius quality. So this is a great time if you're thinking about teaching or putting together a course together to teach down the road, especially because Mars is still retrograde in Gemini. This is a time where you can, go into meditation or take yourself out on an adventure somewhere, change your perspective, and allow the abstract information to flow in, and then you'll be able to find ways in which you can put it into some practical wisdom. And I think that's something else that people are going to be looking for in the next few days and into the upcoming week, is that our minds are going to be really expanded. Our hearts hopefully will be really expanded. And that especially with Mercury and Venus canoodling Friday and Saturday into the weekend, that's where our mind and heart can come online and we can just stay open. Now, how do we stay open? Well, we continue to practice non-attachment to a particular outcome, because when we attach ourselves to a particular outcome, we have a tendency to collapse the field. And that's what we don't want to do. The field of possibilities is out there. That's one of the gifts of Sagittarian energy, is it loves to explore all kinds of different possibilities, and it stays really open to it, and it does so just for the adventure's sake. And that goes along with my philosophy, but I have a North Node in Sagittarius here. But it goes along with my philosophy that we are here on a grand experiment. Let's add some ingredients and see where it goes, and it may blow up in our face, or it could be the best thing we ever invented. You won't know until you try. So go out there and have some fun this week where you can, socialize where you can, and really just give yourself over to connecting and being engaging with yourself and with others. And remember that if someone doesn't see your value, that doesn't diminish the fact that you have value. It just means that they're not the right person or the right situation in which that value, it needs to be expressed. So go and find an adventure to find somebody who does, or a situation that does actually enjoy what you're bringing to the table, because we're all unique expressions of this one beautiful collective voice. And the more we can evolve, the more consciousness can evolve. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com. And I always appreciate your support. Take care.